control federal student loans and Pell Grants. Congress created the Department of Education in 1979. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has recalled more than 46,000 Cybertrucks. Regulators say the windshield could detach while driving. It is the 8th recall of the Tesla-made vehicles in the last year. In Minnesota, a state senator resigned after being caught in a sting operation soliciting a minor for prostitution. The 40-year-old Republican from Grand Rapids, Justin Eichhorn, thought he was meeting a 17-year-old girl he was going to pay for sex. I'm Bill Banks with your news flash.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You've heard of smart bombs, smartphones, smart cars, smart watches, and smart glasses. Now you can add smart player, giving you sports gaming strategies and information 24/7. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The only place in football where the offense is always on the field is on Moneyline. With the two best hosts in radio, Donnie Rightside.
If anybody wasn't watching, let's not know what you were doing.
And Kevin Walsh.
Forget act like you've been there before.
On the SportsGrid Radio Network, SiriusXM Channel 159.
Best hour of your day now officially is underway. It is Friday. It is March Madness. I am Donnie Rightside. He is Kevin Walsh. And for the next hour, we got you covered to get you ready for noon tip-offs all the way through to what? 12:30 a.m., 1:30 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. this morning as the ball continues to roll throughout March Madness. Hopefully everybody out there listening today didn't have their brackets busted yesterday. I did okay. My favorite game of the day was Arkansas getting 5.5 points. They won that one. Did decent in the tournament. Nobody for me, Kevin, knocked out who was supposed to win a round of 34 action. So I feel fortunate. Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. But we're hanging in there.
Yeah, look, I had a very odd day. I will say I not only had Kansas beating Arkansas, Kansas was my take-a-shot team, threw them in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Their defense was so bad. And then to just be like, well, what if we try a zone and be so good? I am tired of giving legendary coaches, athletes, passes for things. Like, they were the number one team in the country preseason. We can't go,
what did you want them to do?
Exactly. They no-showed the prep.
Yeah.
The adjustments came all too late. I thought it was an embarrassing effort. But from a betting day, Donnie, one of the oddest days I'll ever have in my entire life.
Yeah.
10 sides. I don't know if you saw this tweet, but maybe some of the people out there did not. I went 8-2. Essentially, I'm the best college basketball bettor in the world, you would think.
Start selling.
0-7 props and totals. Clients are calling. Stop giving out those PRAs, kid. Enough for the first half totals, all right? Button it up. Keep the sides coming hot. I cannot believe that on a day I went 8-2 in sides, I got knocked around. But that's how it goes.
0-7 there, which means somebody out there might have martingaled it, double down, double down, double down, double down. Say, hey, there's always Friday, man. Absolutely get after. But yeah, it was a crazy day yesterday. Some really good college basketball, some surprises obviously coming up on the screen, which, like, I liked Gonzaga yesterday, picked them to advance, but never did I think they would be up, 4 touchdowns to start the
Yeah, that
basketball
was
game
something,
against
man.
Georgia, which was crazy. Then you saw Houston out there just say, you know what? Yeah, you're going to be lucky to get into the 40s, and SIUE Edwardsville gets 40 points. But there were some other eye-opening ones, which I guess probably shouldn't have been as eye-opening as you sort of go down and look at some of the finalized scores, like McNeese knocking off Clemson 69-67. You might hear that score and be like, man, what a great basketball game. It was a horrible basketball game. Like McNeese embarrassed and absolutely punked Clemson due to 13 points in the first half. And talking to Ben, this morning, he had the under in that game, 31-13 at the break in college basketball, and the game went over the total. Absolutely outrageous because of the second half where Clemson woke up. You're going to need bonus points, though. And we made it close at the end. That was embarrassing as you can be for Clemson. Michigan late night, which I didn't watch any of that game, caught the box score to see that Michigan had the handy lead at the half, 41-27, only to see them lose the lead with 2 minutes to go in that game, and Michigan responded. So fun day all the way throughout. But my biggest disappointment yesterday was probably my favorite game of the day to watch. BYU just beat up VCU. Like, it wasn't even like, hey, Donnie, what did you want them to do? BYU hit 16 triples. Yeah. Like, they didn't even do that. They just beat them up. They were the better team. They were the more talented team. And I sort of overstepped my boundary in that when early on, I was like, hey, man, VCU's hanging around. But it was apparent that 5 minutes before the break, it was like, VCU needs to do something. And they just couldn't, Kevin.
Yeah, I think one of the tough parts, Donnie, is VCU was going up against the BYU team who was coming off of their worst offensive game of the season. Yeah. And VCU wanted the game to look a lot similar to Drake, Missouri. Talk about a game I got wrong. Again, here's the thing. I love the over. Yeah. 67 out of Drake.
Yes.
We should have been in the mix. Yes. We weren't. Missouri's offense was pathetic, to say the least, in that basketball game. I did like BYU. BYU did get the job done, in a major way, which was nice to see. Creighton got things jumping. I mean, it was close for a scotch, and then they just absolutely rocked Louisville yesterday. But that, again, so I like Pat Kelsey, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking a shot at him. But Big McDermott, man, again, it's all relative. This guy performs in a tournament. You have to be a top team to knock him off. Now, tough for him. Next matchup's playing the number one team in the region in the Auburn Tigers, and I kind of like Auburn right now for that Saturday game. But
me too.
He is McDermott's Creighton's teams. Man, you got to be legit to knock them out of there.
Yeah, you certainly do. Wisconsin had a good offensive performance, which is what they did primarily for the entire season. 85-66 over Montana. St. John's woke up at the half and blew the doors off of Omaha, 83-53. Purdue, I thought, had a pretty good game plan against High Point, held them off, and a lot of people had High Point there taking the spread or maybe even the legitimate chance for an upset victory. Yale, close, but no cigar at 7.5. Texas A&M ends up winning that game 80-71. And just moving through a couple other games there late night. We talked about Arkansas, Kansas, how Kansas came into this season with a lot of expectations, battles out there. That's really was the handicap. It wasn't that I found something where Arkansas really did something well against Kansas. We know Kansas typically plays good defense, and you figure the pedigree of the team finally would show up against an uneven Arkansas team, if I can explain them. But Arkansas played better down the stretch than I thought Kansas did, and I wanted to take the 5.5 points. Not even necessarily saying I think Arkansas is going to win. Now, I had them in my bracket to win, so technically it was money line, but just betting them at the 5.5 points I thought was pretty strong. One game that really surprised me, too, so far is I'm getting a little bit nervous about the Mountain West. Like, the Mountain West came in with a lot of, hey, man, you never watched us play basketball before, but trust the metrics. Look at Ken Pom. We're a good conference. Both of their teams got splashed, which I didn't watch any Utah State this year. But just take a look. Like, I don't like UCLA per se. 72-47, like Utah State still trying to make a three-point shot right now, Kevin.
The problem is with this Mountain West thing, Donnie, is, and again, I think DRS and I often agree on this. If a trend gets a little too popular, it means it's on its way out. The Mountain West can't win tournament games has been a thing for years, and it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
And what I'm now nervous about is two of my favorite sides today are Memphis and New Mexico.
Wow.
And I'm and neither of those, by the way, are the Mountain West related. I like New Mexico and their style against Marquette. I like Memphis and their basketball team against Colorado State. But I am worried that like a law of averages thing could be in the line where one of these Mountain West teams is going to win, but only one of them is going to win. And it's a little coin flippy then all of a sudden where instead of a 2-0 day, I might go 0-2 on those two sides.
Exactly. It's funny you say that because my whole MO this morning on the early line with Ben was like, it's crazy. Like, I loved Colorado State 3 days ago in this matchup against Memphis. And now I look at it go like, I don't know if I like them so much, which then flip side, it's like Marquette. And I was like, maybe they're a little bit better option today. But it's your minds are playing tricks on you at this point. Now, we will get to, at the end of the show, some of these games for tomorrow because some lines are out and the matchups are in. And I think tomorrow is phenomenal. It's going to be a great day, but there are some really good games today. Taking a look at some of those teams that really impressed us, like Gonzaga. Like, we never should be impressed by Gonzaga winning a basketball game in the round of 64. It's what they do. But how it was like, did you see the Gonzaga score? Like, I don't think that's right. I think that score bug is wrong on the screen. Like, they dismantled Georgia from the start of that basketball game, which now it's like, hey, maybe they can knock down. I love Kevin Houston in the round of 32. Because the fact that, like, if Gonzaga came out and just barely beat, like, Georgia, be like, hey, everybody's back on Houston. But now we're like, oh, you forgot about it. No, nobody forgot about Gonzaga this year. But the fact that they're getting that bump now, watch out for them. I'm telling you, Houston, boa constrictor style in that game tomorrow. We got a lot to get through today. We're going to have some fun. It's Kevin and Donnie. It's the March Madness tournament, and it continues right here on Moneyline.
We give you expert analysis and information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Any easier and the government would ban us. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
With the news flash, I'm Bill Banks reporting. In Minnesota, a state senator resigned after being caught in a sting operation soliciting a minor for prostitution. The 40-year-old Republican from Grand Rapids, Justin Eichhorn, thought he was meeting a 17-year-old girl he was going to pay for sex. President Donald Trump has issued an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. Trump said the agency will continue to control federal student loans and Pell Grants. Congress created the Department of Education in 1979. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has recalled more than 46,000 Cybertrucks. Regulators say the windshield could detach while driving. It is the 8th recall of the Tesla-made vehicles in the last year. I'm Bill Banks with your news flash.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You don't have to listen to SportsGrid. You can always go out in the woods at night, look up, and wish on a shooting star. Or you can get the winning edge right here. And you won't find any ticks on you the next day. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Bracket coverage today, people. It's what we're doing. The tournament. We're dancing. We're having fun. We're kicking it. You got a full slate today, people. Are you tired from yesterday out there? You better not be. Because you better be ripping, roaring, and ready to go at 12 o'clock. Why? Because the boys also will be live tonight, 7 to 10 p.m. I heard the nonsense last night. If anybody else was watching there as well, I heard it all. Were you hearing it, Kev?
What was that? What was that?
Last night, you were sitting right next to Joe Lisi.
Yeah.
Look at the straps here. This guy's going to be strapped in. You're going to cut to my... Yeah, I heard it all. I heard all the nonsense. And by the way... this is the greatest part about this network. If you guys don't know, like you can catch into any snippet because I do it all morning long on the early line.
Yeah.
Lisi gets a flamethrower he doesn't even ask for it to know what happens. He gets it. Kevin gets it repeatedly in the morning here. So, and it's like, it's happening, but you don't really know. And like the 2 times I tuned in like this week, just catch it. I even caught one from you and Mike Blewett talking about me like trashing Dayton. Like, what is he talking about over there? So like, I'm not listening all the time, but it's amazing how you can just tune in for little parts and the inside jokes that make it to the air that are hilarious there. So catching shrapnel late at night watching that. But again, we're going to have some good times tonight on the desk at 7 to 10. A lot of great games to go over. We'll make sure that we have all those games in game, tweet them out this afternoon to make sure that we go live at 7 o'clock, which some games will already be underway before we hit the air. We'll be able to do that. And then also 10 o'clock when we get off, there's still a night slate to go to get the people prepped and ready for that. So any final takeaways for you from yesterday, Kevin, before we hit the card today?
You know what? I'm glad you asked because there's something yesterday, Donnie, a part of the chaos that I missed at 7:28 last night. LeBron James quote tweeting Iona men's basketball, congratulating them on making a great hire. I mean, I'm just, I'm just, come on.
I am so glad you said that because, again, I have my, ex-pro tweet deck up all morning long. And I'm seeing Kevin hitting retweets on the first LeBron. And it didn't catch me. It's like, LeBron likes something like this. And I go, now, hold on here. He tweets him, Donovan Mitchell, and it's like, all I heard was, this is ridiculous. Like, you fired a great head coach to get some dude who watches videotape in an NBA basement. And now it's like, completely agree. Best move we ever saw. Iona's back at this point. And it did make me laugh because I knew where he was coming. Like, oh, Kevin likes the hire. Like, no, he didn't like this hire 24 hours ago.
No, yes, I did.
You know what?
No. You have me confused.
No.
You have me confused.
That this is like the video guy getting hired at Iona.
Yeah,
wasn't that you?
No. That is literally everyone else. I was defending the hire the whole way. I was defending the fire the whole way. It was other people. I'm telling you. Listen, all I'm telling you is I couldn't be happier, okay? That people were like, what a clown show. And the next thing you know, apparently the most respected coach the Cavs have ever employed just hit New Rochelle.
Correct. Get me the gear, get me the hoodies. Unbelievable. Yeah. Like, this guy's going to change things. So now Iona's up and running here, and maybe they can make it into they haven't made it to the tournament since Pitino. I mean, tough scene overall. It's how big that guy was to that program. Yeah, but we don't need to get into that. We got games starting off today, Kevin.
Sorry, one more thing. But it goes into the first game today. So Lisi and I are head-to-head on this first game.
Oh, boy.
So I sent out a tweet. He sent out a reply.
Yes.
The reply is his bet slip. You know how people usually will block the amount, maybe the bet ID? Not only did Lisi get all that in there, he also has his $40 100-to-1 ticket on Peter Malnati is in.
So that got to the screenshot. Did anybody comment on that? Like, what was that? Like put it with the golf,
They're offering him a cash out, so maybe for $19, maybe he'll take it.
Oh man,
oh,
that's
God,
we're gonna have that. That's gonna be all like this action packed and ready to go tonight. Baylor, Mississippi State gets the joint jumping early in this 1.5 point spread. I picked Baylor in my bracket. I actually do like Baylor in this basketball game to win it. I think they can make some shots from 3-point range. I also agree with the 142.5 up to 145.5. I really like. It's one of the totals that I really like today. Having said that again to the people out here. I haven't bet that game, but that's the way I would go in this. I'm going to put it this way. There's games in the afternoon that I will be firing on. Sometimes I don't know if it's superstition, Kevin. Like, you don't want to have a loss to start the day. That's not why you don't bet. Like, that's like, well done. If the handicap is there, you have it. But first game of your tournament, 12-15, two teams that like to shoot the three. Maybe they don't have it just yet at this point, and maybe they find their legs in the second half. I get a little bit nervous by the early games. Do you at any point have a superstition or something that you don't like to bet into? Because to me, sometimes it is the early game of your first game in the tournament.
While I get the premise, yesterday, game number 1, 89-75. I'd love a repeat. I love the over in Baylor, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
This was one of the very first. He's on the under. He's on the under. Uncle Under all of a sudden. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He thinks
146.5 now.
Yeah,
people loving it.
Yeah, I imagine he likes it even more now that he got the worst of the number. I like this over a lot, Donnie. These are two offense-first basketball teams. I think all the athleticism plays to the offensive side of the ball here. I also think here's the thing, man. So the SEC is much better than the Big 12. But you could argue the Big 12 is better defensively than the SEC.
Yeah.
And the SEC is an offense-first conference. I think Baylor scores. I think Miss State scores. I think we get points to start off today's slate.
Yes, and the reason I like that, too, is Baylor's offense likes to shoot the three-point shot, makes a good amount. Mississippi State doesn't defend the three-point line, doesn't even chase you off the three-point line. Mississippi State's offense, they love to shoot the three-point shot. They're not all that effective with it, but they'll fire away, and the same thing. Baylor's defense will let you shoot the three-point shot and doesn't defend it all that well. It is a great recipe for a total in this game, and you're not asking for the 158.5, which really makes it go high. I think it's valuable. I agree, because the one handicap was open up at 142 and now sits at, let's just say, 146 at the highest number. I agree with the line movement. That line shouldn't be going down. It should be going over, and we'll see how that one plays out. Not an interesting game for me overall. Robert Morris and Alabama, 21.5-point spread, 166.5, which when I saw that line, I thought that was a little bit high because I understand, like, going fast is one thing and playing with tempo. Mm-hmm. Maybe Robert Morris can make some shots, but it's also another thing, like, Alabama plays pretty good defense. So you're factoring on what? 70-plus out of Robert Morris in this game? I took
Phylon for 14 points. The total's tricky. I would still lean over, though, but I didn't play it.
12:40 start, first two games. There are a lot more good stuff to go. Lipscomb, by the way, three-point line is going to be big in this one. We'll hit that next right here on Moneyline.
Loser is kind of a mean-spirited slur.
But it doesn't have to stick.
Tell them to listen to SportsGrid and fix it.
No, thank you. Later.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1959, the 21st NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. California beats West Virginia 71-70. Point guard Jerry West is named the most outstanding player. West went on to play for the LA Lakers and became known as Mr. Clutch.
1 second. West throws it up. He makes it.
For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
University of Mississippi researchers suggest that soon you'll find robotic chefs in the kitchen of your favorite bistro. Not the singularity. Kitchen robots programmed with the wisdom of Michelin star chefs. Gentle, tireless assistants helping humans cook better.
This duck is so raw, an EMT could still save it.
Robots working alongside humans helps chefs focus on important things.
An excellent sauce if you like to inhale sweat socks.
The plan? Robot chefs reduce costs. Human chefs paid more, are happier, and cook food that tastes great.
Your plan, combustible, not thick enough, but you're getting better.
Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Football full circle.
I actually think the Jets this season have a better shot to be a playoff contender than they have over the past couple of seasons.
I couldn't disagree more. I know you love Justin Fields. He sucks. They'll be booing him during warm-ups when he's throwing footballs at the Meadowlands in 35-mile-an-hour winds. He can't throw indoors. He can't throw anywhere.
It's Football Full Circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Winning is no accident.
You gotta be smart about it.
It takes a plan.
All centered around expert analysis and trusted information.
That's what you get.
Right here.
The winning edge. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Friday action, people. Made you look. I did.
What are you talking about?
Iowa State. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Michigan, come on. You in for this one? Lipscomb.
What are you doing in this game?
3-point line. Come on. Come on.
Am I on the wrong side?
14. No, you're not on the wrong side. Iowa State wins and they move on. But I'm telling you right now, I think Lipscomb holds on. I think Lipscomb holds on this one. I really do. I really do. That's why I had to get fired up there. I had to get the people going, understanding the consequences of the 3-point line today that could come out.
But so you're telling me a team total over? You're telling me a cover?
I think it's the number.
I'll say this to people.
Yeah.
So I tried to confidence rank a couple of my bets. I was having, just a couple exercises. Mm-hmm. I have a Lipscomb team total under, one of my least confident wagers of the first round. So if DRS is sending you one direction, truly, I you know me, I don't mind going head to head. This isn't one that I'm standing on the table for when it comes to. I made the play on the Lipscomb team total over. Yeah. I'm giving that Cyclones defense a chance, Donnie, to bottle them up. But listen, it wouldn't stun me if it goes the other way. Would not.
I'm not even looking at the team total. Like I didn't even bring up the numbers for the team total. I look at the spread and I say to myself, all right, like Iowa State, if you go down their roster, it's very talented, but injured, right? So you see guys, Keyshawn Gilbert is out. Like he's not coming back. Huge miss for them. Also, Tamin Lipsey. How much you really need this kid for? He's banged up. He's one of the better players on their basketball team. You stressing him out 25, 30 minutes in this one? If you don't technically need to, you're up 15 points, 6, 7, 8 minutes to go. Does he have to play the rest of the round? Does he make it through? Is he comfortable actually playing basketball? Because I don't look at the players themselves unless they're injured, which means I'm going to make adjustments. 2 weeks ago, Kevin, I loved Iowa State. There were two teams. Texas Tech had my heart, and so did Iowa State. Give me each one of those guys to make a run. I actually didn't take them to win the championship. I just took them to make the Elite Eight. Still, even with the injuries in Iowa State, that's how much respect I have. But Lipscomb themselves, Iowa State's a great defensive team. Lipscomb is top 27 in the country at volume from three-point range. 37% made frees. That's what I look at here. So also, when Iowa State's defense is one of the best teams in the country at turning you over, Lipscomb protects the basketball, which means that says, you know what? The shot's coming down the court when you're breaking the press and you're breaking pressure, and that pressure defense leads to open looks. I think those looks can go down. I'm not calling for an upset for Lipscomb. I'm not even saying, you know what? 4 minutes ago in this game, it's a 3-possession game. But at the end of the game, I don't think this is a blowout. I think Lipscomb can hang around long enough to make enough 3-point shots, and the injuries on Iowa and just surviving and advancing. Like, Iowa's not doing, hey, we got to beat this team by 25 points. Let's show out. Like, no, your goal is to win this game against Lipscomb, not get Lipsy injured any more than he is.
Yeah, I don't mind the look at all. Like I said, I played a team total under. I expect Iowa State to advance, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how the side plays out. Tricky game. Again, I thought it was a really, really tricky game.
It is. And you talk about leveling up in competition. Iowa State is it. I just think when I see underdogs, I need them to have the ability to shoot and make the 3-point shot. And when you're not talking about, like, hey, shoot, make the 3-point shot, Kevin, it's a 4-point line. Like, no, when you're talking about double digits, and in this game, let's just call it 15 points. 20-point game, Kevin, 5 minutes to go. Like, they're still playing their starters, Lipscomb. Hey, man, great season. Play this one out. Iowa State's already on to the next game. Oh, look, late 3-ball with 2 minutes to go, drops at the 12 points. It can happen, and that's the way I played out. Colorado State, Memphis, 2 o'clock game today. Favorite, Colorado State at 2.5 at the opening number at FanDuel, now down to 1.5. Total 146.5 across the board. Here's the issue. If San Diego State knocked off Carolina, if Utah State even showed up against UCLA, this line is not 2.5, it's 3.5. And I agree with the line movement down because we're downgrading this conference in real time. When I had Colorado State, the minute the brackets came out, and said, you know what, this is a team they can beat. Not because I don't like Memphis. I just don't like Memphis's overall conference you play in, energy you're coming in, a team that most people don't know in Colorado State. I was like, boy, I really like this game as a chance for an upset. Now, granted, seed line, it would be an upset. Line-wise, it's not an upset. But as I talked about at the start of the show, 24 hours weren't good here for my Colorado State vibes, if you will.
Yeah, listen, I love Memphis. I thought that the Memphis number was wildly disrespectful. If you look at the Memphis resume, a 5 seed doesn't even feel wrong. Their out of conference was brilliant. They won at Clemson, which is where Duke lost, as did North Carolina. Colorado State struggled with good defenses all year. That's obviously what Memphis brings to the table. Give me Memphis.
All right. Coming up after the break here, we'll continue these games. I got a question for people out there. Size matters, Kevin. Not where your mind's going. Just keep it with you. Size matters. We'll talk about it next, right after the break.
It's easy to get SportsGrid almost anywhere with our mobile app.
So give us a break.
We're not going to tap your screen for you. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Couple of upsets on Thursday at the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Drake knocked off 6th-ranked Missouri. 67-57 the final. Bulldogs advance in the West region. Up next, the matchup with 3rd-ranked Texas Tech, which beat UNC Wilmington 82-72. Big win for Arkansas, 79-72 the final over Kansas, the 10 over the 7. Creighton knocked out Louisville 89-75 and advanced to face top seed Auburn in the South region. McNeese State upset Clemson 69-67 the final. They'll take on Purdue in the second round. The Boilermakers beat High Point 75-63. It was an 83-63 win for Auburn over Alabama State in the South region. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo and save with Progressive.
That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
The new KFC Dunk It Bucket with juicy original recipe tenders, new mashed potato poppers, crispy fries, plus 3 sauces that fit right on top of the lid, so you can dunk anywhere. You can dunk at the game, dunk while security points to the no outside food sign, and dunk as 20,000 people watch you and your Dunk It Bucket get removed from the stadium. Dunk almost anywhere with the new $7 KFC Dunk It Bucket, or get the double Dunk It Bucket for $25. Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
How to tell if you have the winning edge. Take a sheet of paper.
Crumple into a ball.
Throw it at a trash can. Even if you miss, so long as you're listening to us.
You have it. Get the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Basketball size does matter, Kevin. You got the bigs down low. You can block. You can clean the glass. You know, you got those big guards that can defend the three-point line. Length, you know, used to be with Boeheim back at Syracuse. That matchup 2-3 zone used to devastate people because everybody was 6'9", 159 pounds with extremely long arms to knock you off your lanes and your shots and all that good stuff. Now, do you have any idea why I'm asking you? Like, why would I be asking you if size matter? Has to deal with the network. Has to deal with a picture from somebody on the network that I didn't say close enough look at it yesterday, but this morning I did. And I said to myself, this can't be. This can't be. So I know you have your computer, your phone in front of you right now.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, and we'll do it while we're live on the air. Everybody else can do this as well. At Ben Scott Stevens on Twitter. Go to his timeline. Ben posted a picture, which I wasn't even sure was him at first. And then when I analyzed it for a moment, I said, I said, this isn't adding up here. So I'll filter and filibuster here until you scroll down and see the picture that Ben put out, which I had a hard time believing. Oh, no. I really did. And after I understand the circumstances. I understand that, you know, you don't have a nice giant house or, you know, tons of room sometimes when you live in the city. But that it can't, like I see you laughing over there, right? And maybe everybody else is looking as well at Ben Scott Stevens. Because when I say like size matters, help me out. Like, is that like 16 inches, 18-inch TV? What is it? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even get the full report out of Ben this morning because we were doing so many things. Like, I sort of asked him, like, on the side, like, is that like a side room where you just need to put a TV in? That's your living room TV.
I just saw your reply tweet.
I'm telling you, people, if you haven't, let me explain to the people out here that listen. Like, I don't understand the joke. Yesterday, Ben, and again, it's like, you know what? This is like me watching TV, so people wouldn't understand, but I'm focused on the games. But Ben's TV looks like it's like a tablet hanging on the wall. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, this can't be. Like, it really can't be, can it?
No, come on.
That's why I had to interrupt the show, and like these important things matter to me. Like that, like, hey, I'm gonna get home tonight and watch the big game. That's where it's at.
Can't be quad box on that. You gotta just pick one.
Exactly. What is it? 1 by 1? You know what I mean? A quad box. You don't even know who's playing.
No wonder he's so close.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, answers need to be having. By the way, Pedro says they're on the chat box. I should say pause when I'm talking about like sizes and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to get our heads out of the gutter because size does matter. But I'm like one of like in my other like again, it's just like the it's not like price wise, right? Like there are choices to be made, and you can get giant TVs at really good deals. Like I take pride in. When I need to watch something, I need the best of it. And I don't mean the best quality TV. Like I got to pay $10,000 for a crystallized TV or whatever. But like when I go in my other room, like 80+ inch TV is on the wall, like in my living room downstairs because that's what it is. Like when I have the monitor, I have a 49-inch monitor that I work off of in front of me right now. But when I saw that, I was like, there's no way I could sit on a couch and that's the TV. It can't be.
Man, SportsGrid TV came over the top in the replies.
Yes.
This is a travesty. Next March, let's all chip in for Ben to get a real size TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the best part was like he put that up and it caught me again. Like I saw it, but then didn't go back to it. It's like real late when I saw it again. I said, wait a second. Like this isn't like, so sometimes you can be like, hey, that's my, I have an like a 2-bedroom apartment. It's got a one side, like it's just a desk back there. And like, I can't put a big TV on the wall, but I just wanted to watch something while I do my work. But it looks like that's his living room TV.
I'm gonna be so honest with you.
Yes.
All of my commentary on this will feel too mean that I'm almost gun shy.
No.
Like
I think you got to dip into there.
Be serious. This TV is smaller than the TV my mother has in the kitchen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what caught me off guard. Like, was this Ben or did he like? Because sometimes Ben's really good and find like a picture on the internet and just post it. That's him. Yeah,
they can't be watching. Severance off that.
Yes,
they can't be watching.
How about this?
Game of Thrones on that TV.
Ben is the type of guy like, hey, the boys are coming over to watch a game. You know, like, yeah, no. Like, I feel like we're clowning him, and we are in good spirit, but that has to be like as a man to man, like that has to be called out. Like boys are coming over, hun, to watch the game tonight. What? No, they're not.
They spent double on the plant in the corner than they did that television.
Yeah, we got to get the TV, man. I mean, didn't this fiance win the pool last year? Like we couldn't have got a TV out of that. What do we do? Come on. Quad box on there. So, yeah, we're gonna watch Severance tonight. Let's get into the family room. Wow. There you go. That. Like you want to talk about, you want to handicap games, you want to talk about important topics here. Sometimes you got to get to the real important topics at this point, and that was one of them. I thought you would enjoy. Like I'm surprised you didn't actually see that or come up, but again, it was just passed by my timeline without much of a attention.
It's the same size as the photos on the wall.
Yes, correct. Which again, the Michael Scott office, like with that, like he said, I love this TV so much. Like it came to me so quick, and I was almost not paying attention during the show to get that tweet out this morning because I had to post it. Like this is just too good to pass up.
I gotta be honest. I gotta hit a retweet on your tweet. I have to. Yep. It's
like me. I'd like hit the retweet and be like, "Thank you, Lisi, for the TV you bought me as a present." You know, you would just start clowning like either way, like both sides. But that, yeah, the boys are coming over to watch the Super Bowl. Boom, there's our TV.
I mean, this guy
out of that looking on the chat box still.
I mean, to be honest, no wonder why he's signing up for all these hours to work March Madness. He wants to watch the games off the TVs in the studio.
TV, exactly, yeah. Like when you joke about like, hey, Lisi's blind, he can't see the TV. Ben's probably like, that's the best TV I've ever seen in my life, right there. I'll work this whole game all the way through.
Let him take a TV home or something. I can't. Throw a TV underneath it then at least. Let's go double TV.
Aaron Schoen just goes, just looked, he's laughing. Pedro's in there going, my daughter's Barbie dream house has a better setup than that.
See, now I'm starting to see. I'm being honest with you, I mean, listen, like we're having the conversation, so let's figure it out, right? You know, Ben, gets his tweets off, right? So, like, part of you wonders, like, hey, is this like a planned act here for the socials, right? But now I'm wondering, like, is this just how close he watches the games on this television?
And
like,
also,
are we?
Look, and like, because I am a TV and electronic snob, you can't have that cord coming down like that either.
No,
Come from that TV.
Looks
Come on.
Exactly. If it's that TV, it's got to at least be clean.
Yes.
If we're gonna have that size of television, and I mean, listen, while we're on the topic, I'll be honest with you. Ben is taller than he looks in that photo. He's not coming off great. He looks about 5'8" in that photo. Kid's got a bit of size to him. He's a proud 5'11".
Like, I need this. Like, I need to see more too. Like, can two people fit in that room he's in? Like, how we want? You have to.
She stood on top of the couch.
You have to see like a roller coaster, like one in front of the, You get that movie, Ben? You see that? I missed it. Your head was in the way, Ben. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. Well, I'll be honest. I'm like, what is her vantage point?
I don't know.
Like, what is the angle we're seeing to get to that photograph?
I'm assuming like that TV is centered. No, how big is that room?
Is this their second
living room? I don't know.
Like a secondary room.
Yeah, he's got to be questioned at this right now.
What's he up to? Can we get the phone lines back up? I need you to explain yourself special.
I don't know. That looks like a place the lease has to be up soon, though. No doubt about it. So we know. BSS, we love you, man, but come on now. We got to get that TV fixed out over there. More games up next, I promise. Next, right here on Moneyline.
You're listening to one of the last places on earth where a man can be a man and not get those looks.
Welcome aboard, good sir.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
With the news flash, I'm Bill Banks reporting. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has recalled more than 46,000 Cybertrucks. Regulators say the windshield could detach while driving. It is the 8th recall of the Tesla-made vehicles in the last year. In Minnesota, a state senator resigned after being caught in a sting operation soliciting a minor for prostitution. The 40-year-old Republican from Grand Rapids, Justin Eichhorn, thought he was meeting a 17-year-old girl he was going to pay for sex. President Donald Trump has issued an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. Trump said the agency will continue to control federal student loans and Pell Grants. Congress created the Department of Education in 1979. I'm Bill Banks with your news flash.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, Flash. There's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When it comes to odds on daily sporting events, it's complicated when you factor in everything from current wind speed
to how hot a player's girlfriend is.
But you don't have to mess with that.
Just keep it here
and listen.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Oh, so good. Hog Wild on Twitter sent us over a picture. It's basically he's driving in a truck, and this is the setup. Would had a bigger TV in a truck than Ben has in his living room at this point. So I love it. You never know when hot topics come up, and this might be the hottest of them all. So we got to get back to the games in a second.
You got to get off the
round
topic.
This one out.
I can't.
Yeah. Round this out for us here at this point, because it feels like this could be building throughout the day and be a talking point tonight on the set as well.
Yeah, it does. Oh, yeah. It's going to be 3 hours of TV commentary now.
Man, like, did he get it from
Wow.
SportsGrid? Like, did he just take it home one night with him? Like, what happened? Like, where'd he get that from? Did he
Sitting
order
on
it
the
off Amazon?
sidewalk.
Like, where did that
Sitting on
come
the
from? Yeah.
Black Friday deal, $18.
Oh,
And the cord is not helping. I know how much that bothers you.
it does bother me a lot. Like, I'm very, like, I remember when I moved into my house 3 years ago, it was expensive to get the TVs hung and done right. Like way more expensive than it should have been, but I had to get it done right, and it was done right. But yeah, that's great when the meaning of March Madness is really the bigger the screen, the better. Sit back, relax, watch, quad box, 4 TVs, all that. And that's where Ben, like, I started to feel bad a little bit for Ben. Like, maybe sort of invite him over. Like, hey, Ben, is everything all right over there? Did you get to enjoy the games? Love the games last night. Love them, every bit of it. So there you go.
Saw up close and personal. Oh my gosh, wow! I didn't expect that. I really didn't.
No,
I didn't
good.
expect that. All right, let's
Would
I took
expect that
Cooper
of Mount
Flag
St. Mary's today,
under
yeah.
30.5 PRA. It's 29.5.
It's gotta be.
But Donnie, so it's not just the minutes. Because obviously I broke the thing down. If you look at what he did when they played Army, Incarnate Word, Wofford, he's not playing in those games. He's not filling up the stat sheet.
What's his
He's
normal
not getting
number?
through this number.
What would be his normal? I don't bet Cooper Flags that type of bet this year. What's his normal number at?
It rotates.
5-point game. Let's go UNC 5-point game. Whatever. I don't know.
I would say, Donnie, a normal number between 31.5 and 34.5. Between
and what's
that.
his number today?
It was 30.5 yesterday. It's 29.5 right now. I don't think he gets there.
And also understand this too. Like, Mount St. Mary's is getting 32.5 points. And the total in this game is 140. It's not 166.5. We're like, well, he might just get 25 points in the first half and then sit him. I just don't see. I don't see it. So using your head in this one, and I guess you're just a contrarian. Like, hey, everybody thinks he's not going to play a lot. I got inside information. He's going 35. But why would he go 35 minutes in a blowout anyway? Like, if you get 20 full minutes at a Flag and he beats you in this game, you tip your cap and you move on. Because I don't think he's going to be underwhelming. He's going to have his opportunities. But the goal for Duke is not to cover spread against Mount St. Mary's. It's, all right, got his legs under him. Let's not test him out too farther. We'll see tomorrow if there's any swelling, and then we'll get back at it in the round of 32. So I'm with you on that one at that point. Vandy St. Mary's, 4.5-point spread down from 5.5 at the opening number against Vanderbilt, 135.5. I have St. Mary's winning this basketball game over Vandy. But at the same time, limited possessions there's going to be. It's still the SEC, which, Georgia got hammered yesterday. There's still a lot of respect there. I think St. Mary's does win this game, though. I do. Do I love the 4.5? Because, again, it's not going to be a high-tempo game. I think they can win and cover, though. Not confident, but, the way I'm going.
So I am hoping that what I've done in this game is exactly what I should have done with Missouri Drake. I played the St. Mary's team total over. Had I played a Drake team total over yesterday, I would have been in the money. I would have had a great opportunity. I would have been able to knock that down. Enough! Huh? Hey, look at this. She's upset about the TVs. I played the St. Mary's team total, Donnie, 69.5. Whenever Vandy played those great defenses, those were super high-scoring games. St. Mary's can still pack a punch offensively if they get sped up a little bit there. So I'm playing a St. Mary's team total.
Gotcha. Let me just look at some of this line movement here. So not a lot so far. Looking at that early game, that's between 1s and 1.5s in that Baylor game. Moving down, Carolina and Mississippi. That line sits at -1.5 as a favorite towards North Carolina. There's a lot of people back in Carolina. I talk about that slingshot effect here where they looked so good in that first 4 game in Dayton. But Mississippi, a little bit different of an animal in this one. If we're breaking it down, let me just bring up some of the numbers from this Ole Miss game today. Let me see here. Mississippi. Ken Palm's got it really close to, like, we're almost right on that number. 23rd overall defensive efficiency is Mississippi. 33 overall offense, so slightly better than USC as a whole. But the key is going to come down to, Kevin, if Carolina can make their 3-point shots, which means they shoot 36% as a team, not a ton of volume, but a decent amount of volume, that's my demarcation line. If Carolina shoots, Kevin, 35% or more from 3-point range, they're going to win this game. They are. But I'm still going to lean towards Mississippi. I'm still going to lean towards the seed line. Chris Beard's a very good coach who have them prepared. And I still don't know how good UNC is just based on a win over San Diego State at that point, because we're giving them a lot of bonus points for trash can victories down the stretch. And, oh, yeah, we might have been down by 30 to Duke, but we did fight our way back, and without Cooper Flagg, still lost that game. I'm still buying Mississippi here. Not betting them, but I have
I hear you. I do too. I always expected to bet Ole Miss here. Ole Miss is advanced in my bracket. I've lost confidence though, to the point where I don't think I'll be playing Ole Miss money line. I'm gonna have to find something different in this game because Louisville got rocked. Clemson no-showed McNeese. North Carolina rolling. San Diego State, who I liked in the game. I know you leaned towards. I think you ended up leaving the game alone ultimately.
I did leave the game alone, but I told you that day. Like we were arguing between like the 4.5. You got the 5.5.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's really good. Because the footprint of that game was San Diego State's defense should slow down North Carolina. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, not for a second. And now you look at it and you go, all right, so basically North Carolina has been incredible outside of losing to Duke and having to go to Clemson, which is a tough place. I'm respecting you. Like, you know what? I'll pull from your bag yesterday. Like, North Carolina being favorites, pretty remarkable.
It is.
Like again, not that the line was going to be 5-6, but they're favorites. They opened as favorites, too.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody
pretty
won them in the
remarkable.
tournament. Favored by 5.5 against San Diego State, which most people are like, hey, San Diego State's probably better than them. Oh, wait till they play a real team, like a good team from the SEC. Oh, they are, and they're favorites. So good luck with that one. Just reading lines, stone cold USC line. Same thing last night with UC San Diego as well, if you're just reading a line. And that came right down to the wire. Michigan just got the cover. We'll quickly move through the rest of the games today, setting up a great day at the SportsGrid Network. We'll be right back.
This is the place. This is where you'll get expert perspectives and sports gaming strategies 24/7.
And it's free.
Beat that, you cheap. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
The early line.
It's that 8 seed in the Gonzaga Bulldogs at a plus 850 number. The 8 seed has the third best place to reach the Final Four. It's because the metrics look a lot kinder to the Zags than that of the committee's placement on that seed line. Gonzaga 9th in the net, 8th in KenPom, third best number to reach the Final Four out of the Midwest.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Think of us as your cool roommate that has this innate gift of somehow always picking winners and never bugs you about doing the dishes or paying rent. Sports gaming strategies and information 24/7.
Get the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
First two games in the 12 o'clock hour, some line movement here. We talked about that Mississippi State Baylor game, 142.5 the opening number. We're now as high as 148.5 across the board. Robert Morris versus Alabama. That line 165.5 the opening number, now reaching at DraftKings 168.5. Nobody looking to say, as I say, hey, Kev, those early games, be careful because some of these teams might not be awake for these ones to start. Not the case in those first two games. But we got a lot more action down the road. Grand Canyon, Maryland, Florida, Norfolk State, Troy, Kentucky, Marquette, New Mexico for me. Not really all that big time. Akron, Arizona tonight, I think has some juice here because Akron loves the three-point line. Oklahoma, I have covering against Connecticut. Xavier, Illinois, a 160.5, which we'll see hopefully by tip time when we're on the air tonight. But you know how some of those games get pushed back a little bit later tonight. Bryant, Michigan State could care less about that. Liberty, Kevin, late at night, I'll be driving home for that one. I like them. They're at 7.5 at BetMGM. Again, the three-point shot is strong for them. But one of those teams, if you say, Donnie, over your past 15 years, looking at teams in the tournament that you can never nail down, it's Oregon. I can't get them right. I bet them they look terrible. I bet against them they look like the greatest coach team in the history of sports with Dana Altman. I always get nervous about those games, but I like Liberty. How about some of these other games to end the day for you?
Yeah, I'm going to fly through a couple of things, okay? I took Oregon minus 3.5 in the first half against Liberty. I don't love Liberty as much, but Oregon I don't like that much either. Played first half. I took Bryant catching the big points against Michigan State. UConn, Oklahoma. I want to ask you about that total before we get out of here if we have time, but I like Caravan's points plus rebounds. I took an undershot in Arizona, Akron. Just look, big favorite, big total. I think you need Arizona to score 100 for that game to get where people think it's going to go. I also played an under in Florida, Norfolk State. Marquette, New Mexico, took those points with the Lobos. Rodney Rice of Maryland, I took him for 15-plus points. Kentucky, Troy. I'm going to tell people this, okay? You know I'm always honest. I root for Kentucky, and there were a lot of off-season back and forths around Pope. And he's had a successful season, but there is real pressure going into this game. Because Cal goes to Arkansas, and after falling over himself for months, he beats Kansas. Maybe he'll beat St. John's.
Yeah.
And Mark Pope is playing Troy, the type of game that Cal kept losing down the back end of his years at Kentucky. I laid the 11.5. Again, money's on the line. You know there's no bias in that. I legitimately think it's a good spot for them against Troy. But you will see, and we'll be live for it, I will have nerves in this basketball game because they should roll. Like, not only do they need a win, I think they are the right side at minus 11.5 tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And for me, for most of the time, I always look to take take sides in this game with taking the points, but also obviously team totals over and under I enjoy. Now, we'll be live on the set tonight for the 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock games, which will include Norfolk State, Florida. Again, Troy, Kentucky will be live. New Mexico, Marquette, as well as Akron and Arizona. Then we'll catch those sort of later games. Oklahoma, Connecticut, I'm glad we'll be able to see some of that game. And then Xavier, Illinois, which again has an extremely, extremely high number in that one, which Xavier catching lightning here in a bottle. Could they pass by Illinois? Illinois doesn't play great defense, but they play with tempo. That should be a fun game to watch. But a lot of manageable spreads in this one. Like, we're not sitting through like, hey, you got to watch Duke, Mount St. Mary's, which we want to see what Cooper Flagg does with 32.5. There's not all that much involvement there. So we got some good games on the docket to have. And later on tonight, it ends with Liberty and Oregon at 10:10. You probably push that game back to like 10:20, 10:25, if any of those runs even marginally a little bit longer. So you're looking at the Oklahoma-Connecticut game you said you had a question with? What were you looking at?
Yeah, just what do you think of that total? I know someone who said under. When I first saw it, my eyes maybe were like, I could see points here. I'm just curious if you were to try and line that total up, what you would think.
It's because I have a bias in the tournament that I usually like to lean towards the under, and that's point. Not like I'll take team totals over because I think if one side is a better one here. But Oklahoma's offense is good, and so is Connecticut's. Look at the 3-point line. Connecticut should be shooting it. Oklahoma does defend it well. But then you take a look at Kevin at Oklahoma's offense. They shoot the 3-point well. Connecticut doesn't defend it, but they do chase you off. So for me, first look at that one, around that 150 range, I probably would lean towards the under at this point. But having said that, I do like Oklahoma in that game. Connecticut fouls. Oklahoma likes to get to the free throw line. Connecticut, again, will let you shoot the 3-point shot. We'll try to defend you off the 3-point line, but you can make those shots 35% against them. So a lot of questions coming up, but you know what? Best part about it, they'll be answered today for you guys. That'll do it for this week. You have round the 32 Saturday, which is incredible. Sunday's going to be fantastic. The boys are live in studio 7 to 10 tonight. Chris behind the wheels of steel, Donnie right side, and Kevin Walsh. Thanks for listening on a Friday. Good luck in your brackets.
It's easy to get SportsGrid almost anywhere with our mobile app.
So give us a break.
We're not going to tap your screen for you. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.